What is up guys, it's your boy Swollam here, back with another Classic WoW video. Today we're looking at botting in Classic WoW, and this one is not going to be only for hardcore. It's going to be more about botting in general for Classic WoW, but it's definitely going to be very relevant for the actual hardcore series coming up as well, and it's going to be relevant for an eventual fresh launch of Classic WoW, and even Season of Mastery too. So with the resurgence of Classic WoW servers, especially on Classic Era, and also the announcement and the introduction of hardcore servers being announced, bots are back and they're hard at work at finding out different ways to bot inside the game and make a bunch of gold. Now what we have seen recently is a bunch of bots like this, what is happening right now on the screen, farming inside Stratholme, where they are literally clipping through a tree and then flying all the way to Stratholme. And if you've been playing on Classic Era, both hardcore servers and the PvP servers, there's a bunch of bots around this place just running back and forth between Stratholme and even flying back and forth as well, using the no clipping hack and the fly hack we just saw. And I think this is a big problem that's really just going to keep escalating, and it's going to be here for quite some time, because the thing is, this was happening back in Classic WoW as well, and it's happening right now on Classic Era servers 4 years later. And guess what? Blizzard has known about it all the time. I mean, how couldn't they? Articles have been made about this, several videos, not just by myself, but bigger YouTubers as well are definitely covering this, and Blizzard do know about the botting problem, but at the end of the day, there's pretty much nothing they can do except have active game masters, which isn't really looking like it's going to happen. Now, the goal for this video is to showcase how bad botting has become, how bad it could be, and just talk about why botting is going to be a problem for both hardcore servers, Classic Era, Fresh Classic WoW, and Season of Mastery 2, and just showcase how big it has gotten and the scale of which the bots are currently operating. Because they are not just farming in the open world, and they're not just farming like you or I. Bots can actually farm gold better than you and I can because they're cheating. They're literally cheating, fly hacking, teleporting, farming gold more effectively than any human can do by just cheating the system and not getting banned for it. And if they do get banned for it, they at least make a profit before getting banned, because every single time they just come back again all over again. Now, the video in the background right now is the most recent one from Asimus, who has also been investigating the situation, so I'm just replaying his video right here. I will leave a link to that one in the video description, so you can go and check out his video on the botting problem as well, just to get like a full point of view on the Stratholme botting on Classic Era servers. Now, I'm going to look at some other things as well, some other visuals, and showcase how bad this is outside of just Stratholme and some of the concerns that I personally have when it comes to especially hardcore servers, but also Fresh Classic WoW and Season of Mastery 2. Now, Stratholme is not the only place these bots are botting. You also have the famous Sulgurib bot, which also introduced fly hacking and teleport hacking and no clipping inside Sulgurib, which I'm going to take a look at right here. So you can see, for example, that mage, he was no clipping and fly hacking in Sulgurib to pull all the tigers and all the crocodiles in the entire raid and bring them back to the entrance by fly hacking in the air, and even fly hacking during the pull to go back into the air right here, right? So bots have been plaguing Sulgurib for a long time, and I think that's going to keep happening on Fresh Classic WoW and even hardcore servers. Now, especially when it comes to the upcoming hardcore servers, they're being released on Classic Era clients, which means Sulgurib will be open from the very start, which means that bots will definitely try their best to farm bloodvines and those crocodiles inside here, because it's a raid they can do, and by no clipping, you can actually farm these bloodvines right here by no clipping yourself into both the air by fly hacking, but also no clipping yourself under the ground to pick up herbs and mining veins inside Sulgurib for free, like he's doing right here, where regular people would have to do something else to get access to this. Bots that are no clipping can go under the ground and loot those herbs and get blood vines that way, which I think is going to be very bad with the economy for hardcore servers if this is allowed, which it's probably going to be. It's technically not allowed, they will get banned for this, but I think they will get a bunch of profit before getting banned. And as you can see, they can fly, they can no clip, and they have been doing this ever since Classic WoW, and they are doing it again again on Classic Era. I also have footage on this on my YouTube channel from mages in Stratholme. They're literally doing this right now on Classic Era, where they're fly hacking inside Stratholme to be able to pull the entirety of Stratholme as a mage, so you can basically fly hack, then blizzard them across buildings by teleporting yourself up top of the roof of the building, and then blizzarding and flying in the ground, or flying in the air. Speaking of hardcore servers, another thing that will be open at launch on these hardcore servers is also going to be Dire Maul, in which case hunters can once again no-clip and fly hack to be able to solo the boss, which is a level 62 boss, without even needing to be level 60. By going here and utilizing this hack right here, and using the same fly hack, they can actually fly all the way to the last boss without having to clear anything else. So they can go in, solo the boss, use this fly hack and no-clip hack to get free loot from that boss, which is going to make them a lot of gold as well. As a quick example of mages fly hacking in Stratholme, here's a clip from one of my videos in TBC Classic where a mage is pulling a mob inside Stratholme while flying in the air, and then crossing a building and then keeping up that pull afterwards as well. Just playing that clip one more time just so you can see exactly what happens. The mage is standing in the air right here, casting a frostbolt, pulling this room right here, and then going over this building to pull even more mobs to gather them all up in a corner. And they can do this across the entire dungeon in one big pull, and then using fly hack to just move across the entire dungeon and then blizzard them all down while also being in line of sight, because they can literally be in the air and then always line of sight, so they can even pull casters this way. Now that is not all though, you also have this video right here from Stay Safe about 2.5 years ago, where bots can literally utilize several separate clients to find Black Lotuses and then use a teleport hack in their botting program to then teleport themselves to that Black Lotus. And bots were doing this in Classic WoW, and I even played Season of Mastery, and bots were doing this on Season of Mastery as well. So I can confirm this worked in Classic WoW, it also worked in Season of Mastery, and it's probably going to work on the hardcore servers, where Black Lotus is going to be incredibly valuable. Now, having separate clients and scouting for Black Lotus could be more difficult because it's a one life server, but literally what people did on Season of Mastery, for example, is they made level 1 ult, so they died, and then they scouted Black Lotus spawns while being a ghost. So having the hardcore servers and being able to run around in ghost form, or ghost form, you can scout for Black Lotus on that ghost form, and then you can teleport yourself there on your main account. So just to rewind this video real quick, you can see exactly what happened. So right here, if we can go right here, they spotted a Black Lotus in the bottom left client. They logged out. If you can even go back further, you can see this mage is online right here. He casts a slow fall and protection on himself, and then he disconnects, right here, he starts to teleport. You can see in the bottom left of this window, teleporting to certain coordinates, using a program to teleport. This is once again in Classic WoW, using a certain program to bypass certain systems, and then teleporting to a certain location, disconnecting, and when you log back in, he's going to be in that new place. So right here, disconnected from the server, going back in, and if we just go for fast forward a little bit, you can see exactly that he comes exactly to where the Lotus is. Right here, he is exactly where the Lotus is, and this is an automated process where he's going to teleport the same coordinates that is shown on this client right here, or the window right here, and if they found it on the top left client or the top left window, he would have teleported over there as well. So it's a Black Lotus teleport and cheating program that bots are utilizing, and they're probably going to be utilizing this in the hardcore servers as well as any future versions of a fresh Classic WoW or a Season of Mastery 2, and it's absolutely getting out of hand, because something like this should be incredibly easy for Blizzard to find because they're teleporting across zones. So if you go into the logs of this character, you can see he moved from Stormwind to Burning Steps in half a second, which shouldn't really be that difficult to know that he is then cheating. He's cheating, he's botting, and he's teleport hacking. Now this clip right here really illustrates how these bots are able to farm a lot more gold than any regular person are, because once again this is one person, or it's not even a person, it's a botted system, an automated system, and he can cover as many Black Lotus spawn locations as he has current clients or current windows open at the same time. In this case it's 3 separate windows scouting 3 separate Black Lotus spawn locations, but he can scout way more than this as well, so he can have 15 windows open and check out every single Black Lotus spawn location. So if they're doing this on hardcore servers, you will never see a singular Black Lotus in the open world ever. And also referring back to the Stratholm farm where Mage was fly hacking in the open, or fly hacking in the dungeon, players can't do that. They can do pulls that no players would ever be able to do. Now, until Blizzard finds a way to actually fix botting on their servers, especially for Classic WoW, because in retail they have done somewhat of a good job. Now botting is still a thing over there as well, but at least teleport hacking and fly hacking isn't the same as it is in Classic. I don't really know why they just can't put in the same safety systems in Classic WoW, but we need to have a better warden system and something that can actually protect us against fly hacking and cheating, basically scripting and giving themselves admin rights on Classic WoW servers. I have no idea how that's even possible, and here's a shocker. I'm someone who has barely any technical skill when it comes to, I don't know, PC in general, and it took me less than 10 minutes to find a program to actually fly hack and cheat in Classic WoW that would work on the current client we're using for Classic WoW, like 1.14, or I guess 1.15 when the hardcore service comes out. It took me less than 10 minutes to find a hacking client or a hacking program that would work for this client, so it's very easily accessible to pretty much anyone, and it's just beyond. I don't really understand how Blizzard, first of all, haven't fixed this in their game, and also haven't taken action against the people that are actually providing the service, because once again, if I can find it in 10 minutes, they can also find it in 10 minutes, probably way less. They can find it, they can find out exactly where it is, they can send out, what is it called? They can send out the cease and desist letters, or they can take them down, I would assume. So I don't really know. I feel like they should do a lot more against botting than they currently are, and even just having active game masters in the game to monitor the situation, ban the bots when you find them, it would make a whole big difference. Even for those mages, for example, in Stratholm and also the Eastern Plaguelands, you can see they're no clipping in the open world. Now, if you're a game master, the second you see that, just smack them with the instant ban right off the bat. You know they're cheating, you know they're fly hacking, you know they're teleporting, you can see them teleporting and hacking and no clipping, just ban them straight away. One active game master could literally ban hundreds, if not even thousands of bots every single day. Now, why aren't they doing that? Because they would have to pay someone to make themselves lose money, which on a business level would be a bad idea, but for the integrity of the game, I think it would be a great idea. So, hey, yo, if you have seen any bots on the Classic ERA servers, let me know in the comments down below. If I've missed some of them, I know there's a bunch of open world bots that I didn't really cover in this video. There's a bunch of actual fly bots in the open world as well that I haven't seen myself, but I've seen some videos on YouTube from Classic ERA where bots are actually flying in the open world, so that's pretty interesting. And once again, they're not even getting banned. So, yeah, pretty sad situation to be fair, and I hope it gets resolved after some time. I feel like they have been a lot more clear and they have been a lot more vocal about banning bots, especially in Wrath Classic, after introducing a token, which is kind of sad to see as well, because they only start being vocal about banning them after bots are their direct competitors, because now they're selling gold themselves. Bots are botting to sell gold, and when Blizzard put in the WoW token, they are also selling gold, so now they have a financial incentive to actually do anything about the bots. But on Classic ERA, there's no WoW tokens, so for Blizzard, there is zero incentive to do anything against botting, except for the game's integrity. Either way, pretty long video today just talking about the botting situation. I wanted to provide you with some visual proof, visual facts about what the bots are doing, and then you can evaluate the actual situation for yourselves. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like, and throw me a sub as well if you're enjoying the content. It would really help me out, so honestly, I really do appreciate it. Either way, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.